Hi everybody, Doug Brown here. Thought I'd share some thoughts about triggers. I'm sitting here in the Jacksonville airport and I realized that airports can be a trigger. For instance, you walk into the airport, I've got about an hour and a half before my flight. And I guess when I'm not thinking, I'm like, well, let's go to the bar and get a drink or get some food, as if the airport is a trigger for food or beverage. Which I guess is designed to do, there's not much else to do, and they give you peanuts on airplanes and they force feed you soda on airplanes. So the natural thing might be to say, let's go and eat something or drink something that's bad for us and make us somehow feel better about our travel. Having done that lots of times, found that it doesn't work. In fact, it can make it worse. So today in my travels, I thought, well, let's be intentional about what we're doing and recognizing that that's a trigger, and I'm by myself and I've got lots of time. So I thought I could go and do what I normally do. And I thought, well, maybe what I'll do is sit down and get myself a green tea drink and talk to you about triggers. You see, triggers are things we don't really notice in our lives. They're things, situations and circumstances and thoughts that cause us just to go and do something automatically. And we think that we don't really think about it, we just kind of do it. It's like you go and have that one drink, you have a second. Everybody else is doing something, you do it. And it's natural human behavior to do that. And then a lot of times there's regret afterwards. And having just now leaving, this is the trip, my dad just had his kidney transplant. And I sat in rooms for a couple of days hearing about the importance of nutrition and what he can and can't eat. And it occurred to me that that's good advice for all of us. They're talking about how to avoid toxins, how to avoid infection because his immune system is depressed. And I thought, well, why should we tax ourselves when we have good immune systems? It's just not something that we normally think about. So I'm taking the challenge, maybe you might too, about being more mindful about what triggers us. And before we do something, do it intentionally and on purpose. Whether we're doing it for ourselves about food, whether we're doing it for our teams as a leader. Your first reaction might be, when something goes bad that you don't really like, to be frustrated and angry and disappointed, which is natural. But if we take a minute and we're mindful about how we choose to be present in that moment and the outcome we want with our employee, an unmindful response might be just getting really frustrated with the employee. And then you think about how that employee reacts. But if we're mindful, we've got the opportunity to seize our power, both as a leader and for ourselves. So whether you're traveling in an airport and you're handed a bag of peanuts or a soda or a cup of coffee, or you're dealing with an employee situation at work, when you think about creating the best experience you can, you've got to start with yourself and be mindful about your choices. The cool thing about mindfulness is we could screw up, mess up 5 out of 6 times, but it's that one time that we do it right that we can take power from and try to be better 2 out of 6 times or 3 out of 6 times. The key thing is to never ever give up. Because at the end of the day, nobody's really keeping score. It's all about you and how you feel. So the next time you're feeling like you want to be triggered, just be mindful about what that is and what's happening. And make a choice. Make the choice that empowers you and the choice that empowers other people and to be who you want to be. Because after all, we're not in control of our environment. We're all in control of our choices. So until then, watch your triggers and go out there and give it a try. And keep trying over and over. Okay, until next time, see you later.